a day later than planned. I just haven't got around to doing this. My review of the match on Tuesday, which was Grimsby up against Boston. And what can I say? Well, first of all, we'll start with this. Grimsby did win by 2-0. That's 6 goals in 3 games and none conceded over pre-season. And I was talking to a couple of fans whilst I was at the game. By the way, I got there, but I didn't get there 10 minutes late. I didn't get in till 10 minutes into the game. I couldn't find my way round to the right end. When I finally got in, it was pretty much a strong, close to a first team, apart from obviously the players that were not available by injury. Artel did say after the game they are all getting closer to return. So hopefully by the end of pre-season we should hopefully see Charles back. We should see Danny back. Don't know when. We may not. But, they're getting closer according to Artel. But the game itself, you could see that you can see what patterns, which is the first time I've been at both previous friendlies. You can see patterns that Artel wants to try and do and wants to try and bring in to the team and get them to play. You can definitely see that. It was pleasing to see that a few players got 90 minutes, which was good. And Jason Dolvarson, I'll get his name correct. Almost. I'll get used to that. Believe me, by the end of the season, I'll have his name right. He had a belting start. He really was, laying people up. Really with good passing, good movement. There was good passing through the middle. It was great to see Callum Ainley start as well. Like I said, I think that lad is going to be like a new signing for us. I think if we can get him fully fit, as I've said in previous videos, I think we've got a guy there that is somebody to be really, really excited about. Like I said, Jason did good on the wing. There was obviously a couple of other trialists. Jim Sims, who apparently was on the bench against Cleethorpes as well, was named. Obviously we had a lad from Sunderland at centre back, and they did well as well. And obviously the third trialist again was Tolu Ladapo, who, what I like about this kid, he's 20 years old, just been released by Charlton. He gives you natural width, and I'm thinking, give him something, offer him something, because he's given us something that we haven't got, and that is kind of like robust energy, and obviously with Chaz being injured, and sort of knowing Chaz's injury record, you need someone who can fill that. And yes, it's pre-season, so you don't want to think, you expect it every week from the young lad, but his positioning is good. His technique is good as well. I mean, the 2 goals were absolutely superb as well. But another guy that I want to give a shout out from the game is Tyrell Warren. I thought he had an immense game. Wing back first, I thought he had an absolute immense game. And I remember talking to one of our fans at the game, and I'm telling him that I'd spoke to a couple of Barrow fans, and obviously a couple of the was consistency. I think we can all say that with players at this level, but he's a flying wing back, and he looks confident, comfortable, um, and again, and I've said it already. I know it's pre-season, and I'm not going to get carried away with the result. Which Grimsby, by the way, won 2-0. I haven't mentioned that yet. Um, Goals by Kieran Green and Ladapo. And first of all, I want to give Kieran Green as well. I want to give Kieran Green a shout out because he he's a player that plays with his heart on his sleeve. He will. He's kind of like the kind of guy that what he lacks in probably football quality, he makes up for in determination, effort, desire. He's not afraid to put his foot in. And Town, I missed the first 10 minutes, but Town always looked fairly in control. Although fair credit to Boston, they did create some good chances. Jake Eastwood in the first half had to make a couple of good saves, and he did. And but when we got the ball down, we passed it. We made moves. Like I said, Jason was. I'm going to call him that just for now till I get his name right. Jason had a great first 10, 15, 20 minutes. He was setting things up for the Mariners. And one thing I did like about him and Tolu, and we used the width, which is something we were screaming out for last year, which was use the width. And we've got that somehow, and it was just one of these kind of games where you could see patterns were starting to be made. Patterns were like, you do like this, you do this, and it was such a good thing. So much so, the opening goal came similar to a set piece kind of situation that we scored a lot in the National League, which was somebody sort of in the close to the 18-yard box, just inside it. That was Terrell Warren. The ball had come across, got back in, and Terrell was at the back post. No, he was at the back of the 18-yard box, headed it back across, and Kieran Green was there just to slide home and slide it in. That was a great goal for Greeny. It was fantastic to see as a fan, and you're thinking, yes, this is good. This is very, very good. And I've got to say, when Jake Eastwood was called upon, and he was on a couple of occasions in the first half. Like I said, Boston, not a poor side at all. I think a lot of their fans weren't happy with the defending, but in general, I thought Boston's general play, challenged us. But Ardell said in his post-match, there were probably a couple of occasions where we probably could have conceded, really, and it felt like that. If Jake wasn't at it, we probably would have. But it was 0-0 at half time. But when that goal went in the second half from Greeny, it kind of settled us all down. And I'll tell you something. We the way we're playing, we're trying to get the forward players more into spaces, and that led to the second goal, which was a great flick and ran onto by Ladapo, and he just glided it into the corner. You know, it's like he picked his spot and went bash. And as soon as the second goal went in, you kind of felt like that was game over. That came sort of midway to late on in the second half, and he just ran onto the free ball and you know he ran about 10-20 yards, slotted it past the keeper, but 2-0. And a lot of the 200 fans of us Mariners that were there, they were chanting, sign him up, sign him up, sign him up. He's a lad that I feel should be given something, at least offered something, because he's a natural winger. You can see that. What I must give credit to as well is his football brain is quite impressive. You know, and playing the ball simply. You know, that is such a pleasing thing to have, really. And set pieces as well. Yesterday, superb, absolutely superb. We need to be a threat from set pieces, especially at League Two level. And the lad from Reading that we brought in, he has great dead ball delivery. And are you going to score every time from a set piece? No. But are you going to make defences think with deliveries like his? Absolutely yes. I think not everything was perfect because, like I said, we could have, even when Jake Wright came on for the second half, he had made a couple of good saves as well. But it was pleasing to say, you know, 3 games and 3 clean sheets. It was good to see the players have got trying to build an identity, and credit to Artel for that. And there's shoots of optimism and hope for me. Is everything going to be perfect throughout the season before everyone gets overexcited? Of course it's not. There's gonna be periods maybe where it doesn't work, you know, and so. But if there's one thing I can give from the game, especially after Ladapo's goal, is there's shoots of optimism, and I think we've got players that when it comes to short, close control passing, you've got players now that can do that. Obviously, they're only 3 games in the pre-season on a playing standpoint. And I'm just like, you know, give us that. And, you know, Harvey Rogers looks more confident at the back. Early on, I know all this is early on, so we don't want to look too much into everything. But what I felt already is the side are finding out what their jobs are a lot earlier, knowing what their jobs are. I did hear Artel's post-match and he said they haven't really done any defensive sessions. For anyone else, that would probably be a concern. For me, not really, because that's the kind of coach Artel is. Even though Artel was a defender really himself in his career, or defensive side of player, he's not a defensive-minded coach. He's a forward-thinking coach. He's one of these. He would rather win 5-4 than win 1-0, or he'd want to sort of outscore the other team. So I think games are going to be entertaining. Uh, but he did say that obviously they'll be working more on defensive shape and things in the next couple of weeks as we head towards the Fleetwood opener. But I think the game at Boston was a good test. Definitely a step up from the last two friendlies. With all due respect to Grimsby Borough and Cleethorpes Town, it was a bigger test, and to be fair, the goalies had more to do. And again, they both kept clean sheets. So it's just my overall thought is it's great to see that you can see what Artel's trying to do. Not fully, he hasn't given away all his tricks or anything like that, but you can see the patterns. You can see the patterns of play that he wants to try and bring in, and good on him. I even though, like I said, I'm not the biggest Artel fan, I want him to succeed. And I hope he can. So, to me, I think the standouts for me was definitely Ladapo on the wing, Carson. Great delivery Matty Carson's got. Obviously, Jason's just getting up to speed with everything. Larson, he's just getting used to the speed, so I'm not, no pressure really on him at the moment. Callum Ainley, great to see him back out there. Terrell Warren, superb game for him. Great assist for Greeny. Greeny giving you everything he's got, busting a gut, to make sure he's in the right place to slot home the opener. And it was a in the end comfortable but good workout for this stage in pre-season, and onwards we go. What I'm going to mention before I finish, the next two games I won't be attending, so I'll do a preview for both, and then I'll have a look at the highlights for the games, then give you a little bit of my thoughts on it. So I won't be the next two games. That's York on Saturday, and then it'll be South Shields on the 27th. I'll do a little bit of a preview for both of those coming up by the end of the week, especially for York. But if you were at Boston last night, let me know what you guys thought, who you thought was man of the match. To me, I'm going to give my man of the match to Terrell Warren. I thought he was great throughout. He felt like he was making everything tick from the wing back area. So 2-0 it was, and a good workout heading towards York City, where I'm sure we're going to be. Well, we will be reintroduced to Alex Hunt, who's obviously just gone over to York, and obviously Lenny and now John Lewis will be at York as well. So I'll do a little preview towards that. Do hit the like button, the share button, the bell button. That'll let you know when the York preview goes live. And but if you were at Boston, about a couple of you, if you did go to Boston, give me your thoughts down below at the 200 supporters that did go to Boston. Let me know what you guys thought of it. Also, who's heading towards York on Saturday? That should be a good trip as well for a lot of fans. I expect quite a few more fans will go to York than actually there was at Boston. So, but I will do a preview for that. So hit the like button, hit the bell button. That'll let you know when any videos get uploaded new, and like, share, subscribe, and comment your views on this. If you are liking these videos, do hit that like button. That does show me your support, and subscribe and all this good stuff. And that sums this review up. I know it's a day or so late, but there we go. It was a good game had by all in the end. So hopefully, as we move further towards August the 10th, see if we can get a bit more business done. I know Artel's looking into that. And onwards to York, I suppose. In the meantime, guys, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you soon for the York preview. In the meantime, guys, up the Mariners. And I'll see you again soon. Ta-da, bye-bye. See you soon. Up the Mariners. I had to sing that bit.